continue to take preventive measures to try to protect their employees and their customers. But honestly, a lot of shoppers are still wondering in the back of their mind, can I contract COVID-19 from food or from food packaging? Dr. Whitney Linsenmeyer is a SLU dietitian. She's also a spokesperson for the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics, and she joins us now via Zoom. And Whitney, we really appreciate that. Let's start with science. What does science tell us about the ability to transfer coronavirus via food or food sources?
Both the Center for Disease Control and the Food and Drug Administration have reported that there is no evidence that COVID-19 can be transmitted through food or from food packaging.
That is extremely reassuring. I think that's going to come as music to a lot of shoppers' ears out there. We checked that off the list. That said, I think a lot of people, this is certainly the case in our household, are preparing more fresh meals at home now than we have for a long, long time. So it's probably a good time to brush up on some safe food handling precautions, right?
Given the stats on foodborne illness, which is that 1 in 6 Americans will get a foodborne illness every year, the reality is that we should be more concerned about foodborne illness than getting the coronavirus through food. So like you said, given that most of us are cooking from home way more than we used to, we can keep in mind 4 principles of food safety that are coming from the Center for Disease Control. So that first one is to clean, so to wash your hands and surfaces often. We've gotten plenty of messages about hand washing in the past few months. So remember to also wash your hands before you start cooking or eating, to wash surfaces with hot soapy water, and then also to rinse fresh fruits and vegetables under running water. And then our next tip is about to
You say separating is important too.
Yeah, so separate. So things like raw meat, poultry, seafood, and eggs, these should be separate from any raw or ready to eat foods. So think of when you're cooking, like even having the separate cutting boards that you kind of designate for either cutting fresh fruits and vegetables versus things like meat and poultry. And then even in your fridge, when you're holding those raw foods, separate holding places or shelves where you're going to keep those different food items.
And you've got to make sure you're cooking everything thoroughly too, right?
Exactly. That's our third one, is to cook. So cook any raw meats to the proper internal temperature. And that looks a little bit different for whether it's poultry or beef or fish. So you can visit the CDC website for those references there. And then our last one is to
and finally,
chill.
Chilling. Right.
Yes. So bacteria can multiply rapidly if left at room temperature. So we want to keep any perishable foods refrigerated at 40 degrees or lower.
Dr. Linsenmeyer, thank you so much for the time. And I think we'll finish with the point you started with, which is that foodborne illness is actually much more common than the coronavirus. So we appreciate the 4 tips. We're going to post this segment on our website right after the show. That would be kmov.com/greatday.